Hi, I'm Title Pending, and in this official Rakugo devlog, I will be talking about the updated documents and how I used it recently for 2 game jams and how easy the documents for the Rakugo plugin are to use. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Rakugo, the Rakugo plugin is simply a story management plugin to help people develop games for Godot, the Godot engine. Now, let me back up. So currently, you can use this plugin to help you develop games for Godot 3.1, and that is what I did for certain game jams. Now, before I show the documents, let me hide myself because it's just a lot easier to see all this white. Oh my gosh. And we look at the tutorials. There are many great tutorials. And right now, I'm going to say this with a caveat. There isn't a tutorial for making dialogues yet, but if you do want to get started, there's a nice tutorial on how to make characters to use for the dialogues. I will be doing more video tutorials related to this when the documents are updated a little bit more. Now, if you do have any questions and you do want to try out the plugin, you can totally download the plugin at the repository at GitHub. And once you do that, you can actually ask Jebediah in our Discord, which I strongly recommend you join the Discord to ask Jebediah questions related to how to use the plugin, because it's just easier to do that. And the feedback that Jebediah gets, that we get for the project, helps us make a better plugin for everybody to use. And that is our goal. Our goal with this plugin is to make developing games, story-driven games, easier for everybody in the long run. That is our goal in the project, is to make game development easier for the Godot engine. Okay, so there you go. Now, the thing is, for the game jams, which I kind of cheated. I said game jams, yes. I actually churned in Zero Friday, that's the game I made, to 2 game jams. I know I cheated a little bit. I first churned in the game to the Godot WoW Jam number 9, which is within their guidelines and rules. And I also, within the guidelines and rules of this game jam, churned in the same game for the Tiger Jam 2. So I know I cheated a little bit, but it's within the guidelines, and I thought, why the heck not? Now, after submitting these to these 2 game jams, this wouldn't have really been possible without the help of Rakugo. Having this tutorial on the user interface, and definitely this tutorial on how to customize the GUI, the graphic user interface, was the most helpful for giving me a chance to actually finish a game for the 2 game jams that I submitted to. Now, let's look into how this actually works. When you're looking in the engine itself, and you can see the GUI, the screen related to the change, it says set title change in config. So unfortunately, it is a little confusing. I made this mistake, and that's why I will be doing a set of video tutorials. As you can see here, it says here that you need to set it up in project config. But if you look at the image, it looks like it's the image of a screen. And the mistake that you could do is you could actually just type in here and change this, which is like, don't do that. Just don't do that. What you want to do is you want to go to configure it. You want to go to config. Oh my gosh. You want to go to config, project settings, and you actually want to change the title here. This is where you want to change the title. And let's look at this. I'm going to queue it up. And as that queues up, let's talk a little bit more of where I'm going with the project as we're waiting for that to actually open. Okay. I will be coming back to these projects, or these plugins, now that the plugin is in a better place. I'm going to be working on, these templates, the phone simulator template and the 3D Walker template, now that the Rakugo plugin is a much more stable build than it was before. And how I will be actually rolling these out, developing these plugins, is I will actually developing these templates for the Rakugo plugin. I'll be actually using the game jams, the Godot WoW Jam, to make those templates. Now, here's the thing. It may not be the next Godot WoW Jam, but definitely Godot Wild Jam 11, 12, 13, and 14, I do plan to have these 2 templates done by the end of this year. That's my goal. Now, let's take a look at, again, coming back to our documents, let's take a look at how this tutorial related to the graphic user interface, the screens, actually works. So as you can see here, since I changed it in the config, now we have 0 Friday here, and we also have 0 Friday down here. Now, ironically, the second 0 Friday should be Rakugo. That should be updated and changed, hopefully by the time I post this video. I'm going to click to New Game, and as you can see here, I have a little bit of the sound. What's really cool is I have an options in the GUI. I can turn the music off. And that actually works. There's not a lot of programming and coding you need. I hit return, and everything is just loaded. You know, you can see here that we already have the dialog system in place. So a lot of this stuff is already here. Now, I didn't use all the features for my game, like save, like load, so forth and so on. And those tutorials will be coming up soon. But again, you can just download the plugin, try it yourself, join the Discord, and you can actually start, asking Jebediah for some insight related to how do you save, load, so forth and so on, okay? I will be talking more about this game related to the game jam, how I made it in another video. I'll be also talking more about the programming and coding related to this game in another video. If you're curious about how to set up a finite animation state machine, that's coming up, and I definitely want to do a whole devlog on the things that I learned related to making this game. So that's coming up in the next video. I do want to end this with the fact that you can hit quit, which is really cool, and you can press yes. And again, this right now for your game, you can have a user interface that's ready to is this up and ready. Of course, there's a couple of changes I made, like I added my own background image, but there's all sorts of wonderful things that you can already do to help you make a better and faster game for game jams. I wish you well in all your projects. I want to keep this video under 8 minutes, and insert catchy phrase here. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.